Hi Aquarius, Happy New Year and welcome to January 2021. This is Teresa from Retrograde. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy and create some sacred space around this reading. So this month Mars moves into Taurus at the beginning of the month, and then we have a new moon in Capricorn on the 13th, 12th or 13th, depending on where you live. On the 14th, your ruling planet, Uranus, goes direct after having been retrograde for the past 6 months or so. And then we have a full moon in Leo, which happens in your partnership sector, the 7th house. And on the 30th, Mercury goes retrograde in Aquarius, your sign. So we have a lot going on this month. Let's see what the cards say. We'll talk about the astrology later. What do the cards say for Aquarius? What does Aquarius need to know about love and relationships for the month of January 2021? What is coming up for Aquarius for January 2021? What is coming up for Aquarius for January 2021? What is coming up for Aquarius? What does Aquarius need to know about January 2021 in terms of love and relationships? What does Aquarius need to know? Okay, let's see what we have. The Fool, the Six of Swords, the Nine of Wands, the Judgment, the Knight of Swords, the Two of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Three of Swords. And the card at the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Swords. So the Fool, this represents a brand new cycle coming in. Just looking at this spread, just overall in general, I feel like you're going to be severing ties with things that are no longer serving you, cutting out the deadwood, moving away from difficulty and heartache, and you're going to be starting a new cycle with the Fool. This puts you in a brand new environment. Could be a new relationship or a brand new cycle in a current relationship where you decide to turn the page and start over, start fresh. You have the Six of Swords here, crossing the Fool. That's about moving away from difficulty, moving toward greater harmony. And I feel that part of that will involve communication. Communication is going to be important in helping you navigate a difficult situation so that you can move toward greater harmony. In the past, you have the Nine of Wands. This is a card of being prepared, of feeling under attack, and having to defend yourself. So you might have been in a situation where you're constantly defending yourself or waiting for the other shoe to drop. This could also mean, this also comes up when you've been struggling for a long time to make a difference and you may feel like giving up. But the Nine of Wands says don't give up, just give it that one last push. So if you're not seeing the results, this past year, a lot of planets were retrograde, and even your ruling planet is retrograde. So you may have felt like stuck. You have this Eight of Swords. This is like feeling trapped, feeling stuck, unable to move. The Nine of Wands is saying don't give up on the goal, just give it that one last push because things are going to start to change. You also have the Wheel of Fortune. That's a sign of things are changing. So you're going to be embracing change this month. The Judgment, this is in the recent past. This is about having an awakening. Realizing you've been working on yourself and you've been working on improvement, like a self-improvement thing, where you're evaluating your behavior, your beliefs, your habits, and trying to make changes that will help you in the long run. So you're feeling stronger. You have been feeling stronger. You're regaining your strength. And because of that, you're not willing to put up with the same old, same old. So you're going to be wanting different things. Your values, your needs are changing because you are changing on the inside. The Judgment comes up also when we decide to make things happen, not wait for things to happen. So if you've been sitting around waiting for something to break or something. The Judgment card is giving you the energy. You're waking up and realizing, okay, and this usually comes up when you change jobs or change relationships, when you decide to, I can't deal with the status quo anymore, I'm going to make some changes, I'm going to take action. So you've come to this realization that if anything is going to change in your life, it has to start with you and the action that you take. So you're ready for something new. You have the Knight of Swords here. This is a card, it's an air energy of jumping into something, wanting to take action. It's also the warrior energy, wanting to fight for your rights, stand up for yourself. Sometimes the Knight of Swords could represent jumping into things recklessly. So if you're feeling a little bit frustrated, the warning is not to do anything rash or reckless, but not to stay still either. I mean, make changes, but make careful, give it a lot of thought, plan. Don't let it be a reactive change. Let it be a carefully thought out and planned change. Here you have the Two of Wands. This is a card of partnership or potential, like there might be two paths. You have to make a decision about a partnership. And you have planted some seeds. You have the Seven of Pentacles here. And you're waiting to see what's going to develop. The Seven of Pentacles is in your negative thinking sector. So you may be doubting that anything is going to come of like if you're trying to have a new start in life, either in a relationship, an existing relationship, or a brand new relationship, you have some doubts on the future. Like here with this Two of Wands, you're kind of waiting. Like, okay, I've planted seeds, I've taken some action. Now I'm waiting to see what's going to come back. Sometimes the Knight of Swords can be dealing with someone who's a little bit on the selfish side. If this is a person in your life, someone who doesn't realize how their actions are affecting others, they just focus on their own agenda. That could be someone you're dealing with. If not, it could be some qualities within you. Like you have to take other people's needs into consideration. You have the Queen of Cups here. The Queen of Cups is in your environment. This could be a person, a water sign that you're dealing with, or if not a water sign, then someone who's very compassionate, very spiritual, very intuitive. This person has healing abilities, psychic abilities. She could be involved with the arts, he or she. So there could be someone around you that maybe you're thinking about connecting with in some way. And you're kind of waiting to see what's happening. The Wheel of Fortune is a change in fortune. Like things are changing, and this could also mean unexpected developments. So then this is in your wish fulfillment sector. So there could be some unexpected thing that happens that puts you on a new path this month. And especially Mars and Uranus are going to be coming together at the beginning of January. And that's a very explosive, eruptive kind of energy. It's volatile, so expect, something to just blow up, or you might just feel like taking action out of the blue, like suddenly. Something could just come out of the blue with Uranus, you never know. And the Three of Swords is here. So I feel that on some level you might be separating from the things that are no longer serving you. This is a card, the Three of Swords is about cutting away what's no longer working. So some of you might decide to leave a relationship or cut some toxic things out of your life. And if you have, or others may just be starting on a new path, and you may have to leave some people behind that you care about because you're on this new path now. So there could be just a sorrow at what you're leaving behind, not necessarily a breakup. It doesn't always have to be a breakup. But the Three of Swords does represent someone feeling sorrow or feeling, it's a cutting away. It's a severing ties. So it's possible that this new beginning may require that you sever ties with certain people. If you felt like you were stuck or trapped in a situation, I think that there could be a potential unexpected development that frees you, that sets you free from that. And really, the Eight of Swords, you may feel trapped or stuck, but really, you have the power to just walk away. What's holding you is fear of the unknown, fear of the new. So if you could overcome that fear and just take this new beginning that's on offer, it may take a while, It may take, a couple of months before things settle down, but you'll find yourself in a better place. And sometimes the Six of Swords can even mean a movement, and a physical movement, like moving to a new location. But it doesn't have to. It could also be just a literal, figurative, that you're moving away from difficulty and moving toward greater harmony in a relationship or a situation. So let's see what the astrology has to say. So here, your new moon in Capricorn is in the 12th house. And you have Saturn, Jupiter, and Mercury in the 1st house in Aquarius. So Jupiter in the 1st house brings opportunity and luck. Jupiter in Aquarius is going to, just moved in at the end of December, moved into Aquarius. You're going to be the favored golden child for a whole year. Jupiter brings luck and opportunity. And Saturn, you're getting serious. You're seriously taking charge of your life, and you're wanting to be taken seriously. So you may work a little bit harder, because Saturn represents hard work and responsibility, but also great reward. So you may feel like, because you really want to be seen as someone who's an authority. You want to have a raise in status, so you could get some type of promotion where you're in a position of power or authority. Saturn represents authority figures, power, not so much power, but being in charge, being the boss, running things. It also represents boundaries and fears. So you may have to overcome some fears about being in charge, of taking responsibility. You have this new moon is conjunct Pluto in the 12th house. So there are powerful things going on in your subconscious. Pluto gives you the power to transform whatever's been holding you back. So if you have any psychological blockages or things that have been stopping you from moving forward, stopping you from claiming success or love or whatever, Pluto will help you see it and bring it up from the surface, bring it up to the surface from the depths of your unconscious, and release it and transform. You're in the process of transformation when Pluto's in the 12th house. And this new moon, it's a powerful time for working on those things, working on whatever's hidden in your psyche. So it's a good time for counseling or doing that kind of shadow work. You also might be dealing with people in institutions, hospitals, prisons, institutions. Sometimes the 12th house is the house of hidden enemies. So you could have a powerful person that you feel is working behind the scenes against you. But I wouldn't worry too much about the hidden enemy part. Most of the time, if you have any hidden enemies, it's the way we self-sabotage. It's the negative self-talk and the way we self-sabotage. So it's really important at this time to work on cutting that away. Cutting that away, anything that makes you feel less than, anything that makes you feel fearful or unworthy. And look at your habits, look at your behavior, and focus on the positive. Focus on how you can, improve, how you can work on yourself to be stronger, to be more in charge, to be more in control. Mars is going through your 4th house now that it moved into Taurus. This month it moves into Taurus, and it's going to conjunct Uranus, who's already in Taurus. So Uranus in Taurus has already shifted. There's a lot of changes going around in your home sector, in the 4th house of home. And Mars there, the best way to use the Martian energy is to do hard work around the house. So if it's in the 4th house, do some kind of renovation project or do some exercise at home, do something physical where you're using your energy. Otherwise, it could represent sudden arguments, because the sudden Uranus, something could blow up around the home. And I'm not saying that the house is going to blow up, but when Uranus is there, you have to watch your electricity. Because Uranus rules electricity. So check that your wiring is okay. Don't overload your circuits. If something is broken, get it fixed. Don't put it off. But it can usually, when you're not using Mars energy in a physical way, it can come out as fighting with people that you live with. So you have to be aware of that. And Mars is squaring Saturn and Jupiter and Mercury. So there could be some tensions, like when Saturn and Jupiter are in your 1st house, you're going to feel like taking on the world. And with Mercury there squaring Mars, sometimes that makes you a little bit paranoid or pessimistic, or you may feel like fighting. Your communication style might be a little bit harsh and warrior-like, so you want to just watch that, because Jupiter tends to increase what it touches. And so you may take on more than you can handle, or you may just feel like, I can do anything. It gives you a lot of confidence and optimism. And Mercury is helping you to communicate, and it's helping your thinking processes. You're coming up with innovative ideas, but you may have some conflicts with people at home, because Mars is squaring all these planets, Saturn, Jupiter, and Mercury. And Uranus this year is going to be squaring Saturn periodically throughout the year, or Saturn will be squaring Uranus, I should say, now that it moved into Aquarius. So you may feel, if you're coming on too heavy with the people in your home, if you're being too restrictive, they may rebel, because Uranus is the planet of rebellion and freedom. Or you may feel that your home has become too stifling and you want freedom. Maybe you don't want to own a home, maybe you just want to rent, or maybe you want to travel the world and not be tied down to a house. So a lot of things are happening. There's like this battle between freedom and responsibility. The need to be free, the need to do whatever you want, to take action, and then the need to satisfy your responsibilities, be responsible, show up. So those are the conflicts that are coming up this year. Now, Venus is in the 12th house, and it's trining Uranus and Mars. So there could be when Venus is in the 12th, there could be a hidden love. You may have feelings, secret feelings for someone you're not willing to express. So you may want, you may want to communicate with someone, but you may feel afraid to express yourself. You may have to wait till Venus moves into Aquarius at the end of the month before you... so you might just have a secret crush on someone when Venus is in the 12th. As Venus crosses your ascendant, which it will do later on, not this month, probably in February, it will attract love. When Venus is in your first house, you're looking very attractive. When Venus crosses the ascendant, it can bring a romantic, a loving, it attracts. Venus attracts love and money. And in your first house is your house of your physical body. So it will attract love to you. It'll make you look very attractive. So if you're not dating and you want to attract romance, Venus will help you. And it's great for makeovers. But we'll get into that later. Right now it's in the 12th house. So maybe it's time to look at matters that are around, how am I self-sabotaging, in love? How am I self-sabotaging myself in terms of money? Am I getting paid what I'm worth? Am I settling for too less? Am I settling for less than what I deserve? So don't settle for less. Sometimes Venus in the 12th, you could be involved in a secret relationship and you can't tell people, maybe have a crush on someone who's already in a relationship with someone else. Or it could be that you just like someone and you just don't know how to express that. You feel you have to keep it to yourself. So some of you may just cut out unrealistic relationships that are not serving you, and decide to turn over a new leaf and say, I want what's mine. I want to have something that I can be proud of. I want a new cycle in my life. And this is an opportunity to do that. And you can take action, especially because Jupiter is in your sign. It's bringing you luck for a whole year. It's making you the golden child. The only thing you have to watch out for with Jupiter in the first house is gaining weight, because you have a tendency to overdo everything. Eat and, because Jupiter is all about expansion and going to over the top. So just watch your diet while Jupiter's in the first house. So then we have a full moon in Leo, and this is in your 7th house. And this is T-squaring Mars and Jupiter in your 4th house. This is angular. It's an angular full moon, so it's going to be really significant. When planets affect the angles of our chart, for first house, 7th house, 10th house, and 4th house, it has a stronger effect. And especially, so the full moon in Leo, something is coming to completion in a relationship or partnership matter. Something is being revealed. And it's affecting, something is going on in your home, because you have Mars and Uranus in your house, and it's squaring in your 4th house of home, and it's squaring this sun and moon. You have the sun in the 7th the sun in the 1st and the moon in the 7th. So this could be an emotional time for you in terms of relationship. Maybe some of you decide to end a relationship that hasn't been working, or certain endings that you feel are necessary. There's a sense of sadness. If you're leaving behind, even if you're ready to move on, you still feel a sense of sadness of what you're leaving behind. Now, Jupiter is in your 1st house, okay, still, and Saturn. So I think these changes are probably for the best. But there's tension because of the square to Mars and Uranus. So there is some tension there with the people that you're within your... Either things are happening in the home and you can't really enjoy this full moon, or you decide to take action to fix something around the house. So if something's not right in your home life, you may decide to fix it. And that could mean... And it may be a sudden decision, because Mars and Uranus, like you may have that sudden blow up where you decide, that's it, I'm out of here, So don't do anything reckless, but be aware and see where the issues are, because the full moon is showing you what the issues are. And it may be a case of balancing your needs with the needs of a partner. Maybe a partner, you just have to find some type of compromise. Maybe there's also a battle with career. You want to do something, in your career, and you feel like things happening at the home prevent you from doing that. Now, at the same time that this full moon is happening, Venus is conjunct Pluto in the 12th house. So there could be some intense emotions around this time. Venus, Pluto, there could be some power struggles. So it's really important, I think, that you communicate your feelings and emotions and not try to do anything manipulative. Or if you're dealing with someone who is a manipulator, you need to communicate. Because there could be, Venus conjunct Pluto is about power with love and money. So there could be some power struggles with authority figures, or around money, or around love at this time. But in any case, the full moon will show you what's going on. If anything is hidden, it may come to light. And then you'll know what action to take. And then we have Mercury going retrograde on January 30th in your 1st house. So that could bring back some people from the past, or it may be that you have to redo something that you started that has to do with technology, or even maybe you might be deciding to take better care of your health. You might start a new healthcare program, new exercise program, because the 1st house represents your physical body. So you may go back to doing something that you had started and maybe dropped. You may go back and tweak it now. So anyway, I feel like this is a good month for you in terms of new beginnings and new energy coming in, but you may have to cut some things out. And whatever, I feel like at the time that Uranus and Mars come together, there could be some things that come out of the blue that affect your home life, that affect your career, that affect your relationships. So just be prepared for change this month. And don't be afraid to free yourself from anything that's not serving you. And don't be afraid to embrace this new beginning, because the Fool is putting you on a brand new path, and it sounds exciting. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, Aquarius. If you did, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button. And if you want a private reading, click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website, and we can do a reading based on your specific situation. In the meantime, I want to thank everyone for supporting my channel. If you're new, welcome. Thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting, ordering readings. I wouldn't be here without you, so I really appreciate you. And I hope you have a wonderful beginning to this new year, filled with love and abundance, and I'll talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.